Hello, hi, my name is Olivia and I am the owner of Profits and Books Bookkeeping Services and Online Marketing Services. I'm also a certified QuickBooks Pro Advisor. Thank you so much for watching this video and a warm welcome to you. In South Africa, when you are self-employed or when you own a business and you go to the bank and you want to apply for a loan or for funding, what you need to remember, it doesn't matter what the terminology is. It doesn't matter whether you call it financing, funding, or a loan. Whatever it is, the bottom line is that you want the bank to give you money. And in many instances, if you don't have a bookkeeper, the bank will then advise you to get a bank letter. So today I want to talk about the bank letter, because the perception is that it's a letter that you just come and you ask it from your bookkeeper and you magically get the letter and there you go. That is not the case. The reason why the bank asks you for the bank letter is because they want to see, can you manage your money? And they want to see, will you have enough money to pay them back? Because at the end of the day, what this is all about, it's you borrowing money from the bank and the bank wanting to make sure that you can pay them back and you can actually afford the loan that you apply for. So when you are an employee, when you have a job, you have a payslip, right? And you have your monthly bank statements. So the bank, that's why they ask, bring me your 3 months bank statements when you are employed, when you have a job. So you go with your payslip and you go with your, they also want your monthly bank statements. So now they can see from your payslip, this is what you make. And on your bank statements, this is how you spend what you make and if you have any other income. But when you are self-employed and you own a business, you don't have that in many cases. So when you go to the bank, they are not just going to look at how much you make a month. What they want to see is how you manage it and what you spend it on. And that's why they ask you to bring the letter from your bookkeeper. What that letter means, it means that A, you have a bookkeeper. And in many cases, South African business owners, there's no bookkeeper. Number 2, they want to see what are your profits and how much money you make. And that bookkeeper will be able to provide those figures for you that you can give to the bank. And this is not an overnight process. So that's why I want to make it very clear. You're not just coming to the bookkeeper and say the bank needs a letter. What the bookkeeper then would have to do for you to get that letter, I would need your bank statements. I would need your receipts, your invoices, any proof of income and any proof of expenses. And all of that information must then be captured on the bookkeeping or the accounting software. And for that to happen, it takes time. It's a process. Bookkeeping, it's all about processes. Your systems, it's all about processes. Right? So a client list needs to be created, and then a client or customer list, a supplier list. Your right type of accounts need to be created so that when you take the letter with the documents, because the bank is interested in the documents, and the letter will be an indication that you have the documents. So with the letter, attached to the letter will be those documents that the bank needs. They want the cash flow statement. Why is the cash flow statement important? It shows that you have liquidity. You have cash at hand, so that when a customer doesn't pay you, that you are able to cover your expenses. That's your cash flow. It shows that you can manage your expenses. It shows that you are making more and spending less. Or it will show that you are spending more and making less. That's why the cash flow statement is important. It shows the bank how you manage your money at a glance. The other thing they would need is your profit and loss, or your income statement. That shows to the bank, this is my gross profit because I sold products, I delivered a service, and this is the money that I've made. But for you to deliver the service or to have gotten the product, you had to incur some expenses. So then that becomes your cost of sales, and then also the running costs for your company. That becomes part of your expenses that must be reflected on the profit and loss statement. So that is what the bank actually wants when they say we need a letter. So the letter isn't something that I can type and say business A from Pretoria is eligible for this loan, or whatever needs to go into the letter. Can you imagine if you could come to me and I can just write a letter and you take it to the bank? Can you imagine what that would mean? First of all, the bank would not have any record to show that what I'm saying is true. That's why with a letter, you need proof that what the bookkeepers say is truth. So that is why the bank needs a letter when you are self-employed or when you are a business owner and you want money from the bank. Another thing I need to state, that the perception also exists that once you have the letter and the documents, you will get the money. It's a given. No, it's not a given. I don't work in the bank. All I can do is to get your documents ready. You still need to satisfy the criteria of the bank in order for you to get the money. Coming to me to prepare your books, there's no guarantee that after you have spent the money on the bookkeeper, that you will get the loan. But what it will do is it will make it possible for the bank to either give you the money or to say no with reasons. Because you can ask, why was my application rejected? And many times, we are human beings. We are emotional, we have feelings, we get hurt, right? And we celebrate when good things happen. But the first thing, when you get rejected, your first thought is like, they don't like me. I've done something wrong. It's like, what is wrong with me? My business is not going to grow. No, that's not why. The bank said no. Remember, the people who look at your documents, they don't know who you are. They only have these documents in front of them. And they can only make a decision based on what they see in the documents. So if you come to me and I do your books and everything is in order and you go to the bank and the bank says, but meneer, mevrou, most of the times you have a negative balance on your bank account, which shows to me that you can't manage your money. So we can't give you the money, right? Or they will look at your cash flow statement. They will see, but hang on. The bulk of your money goes to salaries. It doesn't get pushed into growing the business or buying supplies. So no, we can't give you the money. Or they will say, right, what is your core business? Are you in transport services? Do you own a hair salon? Are you in the service industry? Whatever it is that you do, what is the core of your business? What you need to make the business run? Here's an example. Say, for instance, you are in the taxi industry, right? And you go to the bank and you apply for money because you want to accessorize your taxis. The bank is going to say no, because Your taxi will still be able to drive. It's in good condition. It's being maintained. You will still be able to make money, even if your taxi is not accessorized. But we all know in practice, people get in taxis that look good, but the bank doesn't see that as a core, as an important part of your business. As long as you maintain your taxis and it stays in a good condition, they don't care whether you have the loudest sound system in there. That's not an essential part of running your business, right? So based on that, the bank is going to say no. So these are just some of the reasons why you get rejected. It's not about how much money you make. I've made a previous video where I made an example. The one guy makes 500,000 Rand every month. Another one makes 20,000 Rand every month, right? So the guy who makes 500,000 gets rejected, but the one who gets 20,000 Rand gets approved. And you ask, what the hell? I make way more money than this person. What they are making, it's peanuts compared to what I make, and the bank gives them money. This is why. The one who makes 500,000 Rand per month, your money management is not in order. You have many uncategorized expenses. Money is just going out of your account, but there's no record of where the money has gone, which means it's uncategorized or unallocated, because you can't explain where 250,000 Rand went for the month. So the bank is not going to give you money. The one who made 20,000 Rand a month, when he presents or she presents their documents to the bank, they can see, you made 20,000 Rand a month. You can account for 80% or 90% of where the money went. We can give you money. And look, we are realistic. Or let's say we have to be realistic. No person on this blue earth, unless you are extremely disciplined and you're really an exception to the rule, no one can give an exact account of every cent that you make. It's impossible. You have to be super disciplined, a superhuman. You have to be Superman, Iron Man. Who else is intelligent? Superman, Iron Man, all of those ones combined, if you want to keep record of every single cent. But what would look good is when you have expenses and it's a small percentage that you don't know, you can't remember, what did I spend this on? Then the bank will understand. They will understand. All they want to see is that you are able to manage your money. So when you go to the bank, when you are a business owner and you go to the bank and you want to apply for funding or a loan or financing, it's all the same thing. It's just different terminology. When you apply for a loan from the bank will not give it to you if you want the loan to improve your cash flow. Because the bank will think, or the financial institutions, because it's not just banks who can give you money. There are other places where you can go for money. They will think, you cannot manage what you have already, but you want our money. What guarantee do we have that you are able to pay the money back or manage it better when we give you this money? That is what the bank will consider. The other thing, if you go to the bank, because salaries, it's a big issue and it's a big expense in businesses. When you go to the bank and you say that I need money to pay my staff their salaries, they're not going to say yes, because salaries is an expense. It's not part of the income of the business. The people you pay contribute to the business to grow, but salaries, it's an expense, and the bank doesn't want you to go and ask them for money so that you can pay your expenses. They want you to ask them for money so that you can grow your business, so that you can expand to get more business, right? So These are just in a nutshell some of the reasons why you might get rejected, but also what you can do to improve your chances of getting approved. But at the heart of the bank letter lies the documents that must be prepared. And you must know that it's going to take time. If you've never had a bookkeeper, it's going to take time to prepare those documents. So I hope that that gives you a bit of a picture or an understanding that what it means in South Africa when the bank says we need a letter from your bookkeeper. It's not just a simple letter. Documents need to be compiled. And then the other thing that I want you to understand is the money is available. The bank isn't saying, they're not saying no, or the financial institution is not saying no because they don't want to give you the money or they don't have the money. They are saying no because the numbers that you present, it doesn't qualify you to get the loan. The money, it's always there. They want to give you the money. They want to give you the loan, but you must meet certain criteria. The money in the bank is not going anywhere. At banks, it's the one thing that has survived through the test of time when it comes to money. They are right now, as we are looking at each other, there are banks and financial institutions who are looking for people to give money to, who are looking for people that they can just give the loan to. But you know what is stopping them? It's when you come and you have unrealistic expectations. Your documents are not in order. You don't have a plan for your business. These are some of the questions they will ask you. They will ask you, fine enough, now your statements are there, you have the reports and everything. What part of your business makes the most money? Can you answer that question? Because the bank would want to know. The second question, they will ask, what part of your business takes the most money? Do you know? Can you answer that? If you have different income streams, they would ask from you, what part of your business makes the most money? Can you answer that? Because that is what they would want to know before they give you the money. What part of your business is the loss-making business? Can you answer these questions? That is what you need to consider when you want to go for funding or when you apply for a loan. And remember, when you go to the bank, when they call it funding, or any institution or business or company that says we offer funding, it's not money that they give to you just because they like you. It's money that they invest in you, and you need to pay that money back. There's no such thing as free money on this earth. It's not possible. I wish it was. Believe me. If I knew, I would have told you where to go and pick up the gold coins and the silver notes and all of those things that we are looking for. But that's not the reality. So in a nutshell, when you get the request from the bank, go and get a letter from your bookkeeper. Know that as the bookkeeper, I would need certain documents, your bank statements, receipts, invoices, all proofs of income and expenses for you, so that those documents, from that I can compile the information that the bank needs, and then you get the letter afterwards. So I hope that I've answered your question about what it means when the bank tells you that you need a letter, and I hope that it gives you a better understanding of what happens when you apply for a loan. And if you maybe feel disheartened right now, don't be, because that is why I became a bookkeeper, is to take what you give to me and put it in a way that you can understand and you can read it. There is always someone in this world, on this earth, in this country, who is possible to provide a solution to the problem that you have. And my job is to provide a solution to your money, the income and the expenses in your business. So I hope that has answered your question, and thank you for the time that you took to watch this video. You could have done so many other things, but I do appreciate it, and thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can just leave a comment. It would be wonderful to hear your questions, and also to come with suggestions of what you would like to know and what is bothering you about bookkeeping, and any questions you might have just to understand it a little bit better. I thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful, fabulous day, and be careful. There's a heat wave out there. Drink enough water, stay indoors, and take it slow. Thank you for watching.